Chosen one, your DNA is not like everyone else's. Science has tried to explain it, but they can't. The truth is, you carry something ancient, something powerful, something they don't want the world to know about. From the very beginning, you felt it, an undeniable difference in the way you see, feel, and experience life. While others were satisfied with the surface, you were always drawn to the depths. And now, more than ever, the hidden truths that have surrounded your existence are coming to light. What's inside you has the power to change everything, and they know it. This is why you've felt the weight of their rejection, the sting of their doubt, but no longer. Today, we uncover the reasons why you've always been set apart, and we explore the extraordinary potential locked within your very being. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. The journey you've been on is about to make sense in ways you never expected. Stay until the end, because what you'll discover will shift your understanding of who you truly are. The strange anomalies found in certain DNA types. They don't want you to know this, but you have always been different, haven't you? From an early age, something about the way you see the world set you apart. You felt things others couldn't, noticed details others overlooked, and somehow managed to overcome challenges that would have crushed those around you. That feeling of being a step out of sync with everyone else, yet perfectly in tune with something deeper, has been your quiet truth. And now, what you've sensed all along is being confirmed. There's something unique inside you. Scientists are beginning to see it too. They've found that in certain bloodlines, perhaps even in yours, there are anomalies that don't fit into the neat boxes of their understanding. These differences go far beyond what's visible. They touch the core of who you are, revealing that you carry a unique imprint, one that sets you apart for a reason. The world doesn't talk about it, though, and when it does, it's in hushed tones or dismissed outright. Imagine this: researchers quietly studying genetic material, trying to find patterns that explain resilience, intuition, or heightened perception. They run the usual tests, expecting the usual answers. But when they look at certain bloodlines connected to people who've endured what should have been unbearable, who found strength where others collapsed, they see something strange. Their data shows markers that don't match the rest of humanity, patterns that break the rules they've relied on for decades. Suddenly, they're faced with questions that make them uncomfortable. Could these anomalies be linked to more than just genetics? Could they point to a spiritual inheritance, a divine calling that science can't measure but can ignore? Do you recall when Paul wrote to the Corinthians, "For we walk by faith, not by sight"? This simple statement reveals a profound truth. What defines us, what shapes us, is not always visible to the eye. The same can be said of these genetic anomalies. They're not random mutations. They're indicators of a deeper connection, a spiritual alignment that transcends physical reality. Scientists might see unusual markers, but they can't see the journey those markers represent. They can't see the trials you've overcome, the spiritual strength you've gained, or the calling you've answered. They don't understand that what looks like an anomaly in their data is actually evidence of divine design. Just as Paul reminded the Corinthians that faith goes beyond what is seen, so too do these differences go beyond the reach of their instruments. And yet, these anomalies are making themselves known in ways that can't be ignored. Think about the times when you've sensed a shift within yourself. You've felt a new clarity, a heightened awareness that wasn't there before. You've noticed that your intuition is sharper, your ability to persevere stronger, and your connection to something greater deeper. These aren't just feelings. They're the signs of transformation happening within you. The scientists can only observe the markers, but you live the changes. You're seeing doors open where you thought there were walls, feeling moments of grace that seem to come from nowhere. These shifts are more than coincidence. They're evidence of a process unfolding, a process that points to something far beyond what the data can explain. Your life, your experiences, are the proof that these anomalies are not just real, they're purposeful. And while science may not have the words to describe what's happening, I do. The strength you carry, the resilience you've shown, and the peace you've cultivated are no accidents. They're the result of something greater working behind the scenes. These genetic markers may seem like random blips on a chart, but they're actually reflections of the spiritual forces shaping your path. Every time you've overcome a challenge, every time you've chosen faith over fear, you've aligned yourself more deeply with that divine plan. The synchronicities you've noticed, the coincidences that have guided your steps, are not chance. They're part of a pattern designed to lead you toward your purpose. Science may see anomalies, but I see destiny. Of course, stepping into this truth isn't easy. It's one thing to know that you're different. It's another to embrace it fully. Many people resist these kinds of revelations because they're afraid of what they'll mean. To accept that you carry something unique, something powerful, can be daunting. It requires letting go of the familiar, the comfortable, and stepping into a future that's unknown. But this is your moment, and I am with you. True alignment means not just seeing the signs, but acting on them. It means trusting that these anomalies are not flaws, they're gifts. This is your time to stop questioning whether you're enough and start believing that you are exactly who I created you to be. So what comes next? Now that you understand these differences, it's time to live in the fullness of who you are. Embrace the strength, the resilience, and the light that set you apart. Walk with the confidence that these markers, these anomalies, are not there by accident. They are part of your design, and they point to a purpose that is yours alone. Step into that purpose without fear. Let go of the doubts and the hesitation. Trust the path that has been set before you, and walk forward knowing that you are equipped for what's ahead. The world may not understand, but you do. You were made for this. Comment strange if you're ready to embrace what makes you unique. Why chosen ones carry a unique bloodline? You've felt it your whole life, haven't you? That sense of being different, that inner knowing that you're walking a path unlike anyone else's. You look around and wonder why others don't seem to notice what you see so clearly, why they don't feel what you feel. It's not just in your imagination. It's real. You carry something within you that others don't. And I know the questions that run through your mind. Why me? Why this path? Why does it sometimes feel like a blessing and a burden all at once? What you carry isn't random. It's intentional. It's part of a legacy, a line that stretches back further than you realize, connecting you to a greater purpose. Your bloodline has always been different, chosen one, because it was never meant to blend in. It was meant to stand out. And with that difference has come challenges. You felt the sting of being misunderstood, the loneliness of walking a road that few can follow. You've seen how people react when they sense something unique in you. Some are drawn to it, curious and intrigued, while others are unsettled, even threatened. They can't put their finger on why, but they know you're not like the rest. And that knowledge, both yours and theirs, can feel heavy. It's hard to carry a gift when you don't fully understand what it means. When you're surrounded by those who don't understand it either, that burden can lead to self-doubt. You wonder if you're doing enough, if you're living up to the potential you sense within yourself. The weight of expectation, both internal and external, can be overwhelming. And yet, deep down, you know there's something sacred about what you carry. It's more than just genetics. It's a calling. Consider this. In the Old Testament, we see the story of the Levites, a tribe set apart from the others. They were chosen to carry out the sacred duties of the tabernacle, to stand as a bridge between the divine and the people. Their role wasn't something they earned. It was something they were born into, a lineage passed down through generations. They didn't have a choice in their inheritance. but they had a responsibility to live it out. In much the same way, your unique bloodline, your spiritual inheritance, has placed you in a position of both privilege and responsibility. The markers in your DNA, the traits that set you apart, are like the Levite's lineage, not earned, but entrusted. And like them, you may not fully understand why you were chosen, but the fact remains that you are. What's remarkable is how this inheritance shows itself. Maybe you've noticed a heightened intuition, moments when you just know something without being able to explain how. Maybe you found yourself overcoming obstacles that others couldn't, displaying a resilience that defies logic. These traits aren't random quirks. They're signs of the spiritual and physical connection that flows through your bloodline. They are the threads of a tapestry woven long before you were born, a pattern that links you to those who came before you and those who will come after you. And as you begin to recognize these signs, you start to understand that they're not just about you. They're part of a larger story, one that's still unfolding. Each insight, each victory, each moment of clarity is a piece of that story coming into focus. But there's more to it than just recognizing the traits. There's the awareness that this lineage places you in a position of spiritual significance. The forces that have tried to keep you in the dark, the whispers that tell you you're not enough, are not coincidences. They're part of a broader effort to keep you from stepping into your calling. The uniqueness of your bloodline isn't just about having rare genetic markers or heightened abilities. It's about carrying a light that the world desperately needs. And because of that light, they have always tried to dim it. They've tried to keep you unaware, to make you question yourself, to prevent you from realizing the full weight of what you carry. But the very fact that you face resistance is proof of your importance. Darkness doesn't fight what isn't a threat. There comes a moment when you have to decide to stop listening to those doubts, to stop wondering if you're worthy and start realizing that you're chosen. This isn't about arrogance. It's about responsibility. True alignment with your bloodline's purpose requires you to embrace it fully, to acknowledge that the gifts you have are meant to be used, that the strength you've shown is meant to guide others, that the wisdom you've gained is meant to illuminate the path for those who are still lost. When you understand this, when you fully accept that your bloodline sets you apart for a reason, you step into a different kind of power. It's not about proving yourself. It's about being yourself. It's about living as the person you were always meant to be, with no apologies, no doubts, and no hesitation. And now that you see it, what's next? The road ahead is not always clear, but it's yours to walk. Embrace the traits that make you unique. Use them to serve, to inspire, to lead. Don't shy away from the calling you feel, no matter how daunting it may seem. Lean into it. Let the light that flows through your bloodline shine brighter than ever. Stand firm in the truth that you are not random, not ordinary. You are chosen. You are set apart. And as you move forward, remember that this is just the beginning. There's more to discover, more to learn, more to become. The inheritance you carry is not just a relic of the past. It's a living promise for the future. And you are the one who will bring that promise to life. Comment bloodline if you know deep down you've been chosen for something more. The signs that your DNA might be different. You've felt it in your spirit, haven't you? That undeniable sense that you don't quite fit the mold, that the way you think, feel, and react to the world is somehow different from those around you. It's not something you can always explain, but it's always been there. A quiet knowing that you were meant for something greater, that there's a purpose to your life beyond the ordinary. Perhaps you've wondered why you pick up on emotions others miss, or why you can sense shifts in energy and events before they happen. You've doubted yourself at times, thinking maybe it's just your imagination or overthinking, but it's not. These differences you feel, this deeper sensitivity and insight, are part of who you are. You carry within you something ancient, something that sets you apart, and it's time to acknowledge what you've always known. You are unique by design, and yet, being different hasn't always been easy. You've faced moments of isolation, times when you felt misunderstood or out of sync with those around you. You might recall conversations where people looked at you oddly, or when you shared an insight only to have it dismissed. It's frustrating, even painful, to feel like you're speaking a language others can't understand. Perhaps you've wondered why certain things affect you more deeply, why you feel the pain of the world so acutely, why you can't turn away from injustice, why your heart feels called to help and heal in ways that others seem blind to. This sensitivity can feel like a burden, making you question whether being different is a blessing or a curse. But even in the midst of that struggle, there's been a whisper, a sense that your uniqueness has a purpose, that it's not random, and that it's meant to lead you somewhere greater. Consider the story of Joseph. He was different from the beginning, blessed with dreams that revealed truths beyond what his family could see. His brothers mocked him, and their jealousy drove them to betray him. But what seemed like rejection and loss was actually the foundation of his destiny. Joseph's ability to interpret dreams and perceive what others couldn't was the very gift that ultimately placed him in a position to save not just his family, but an entire nation. His uniqueness was not a mistake. It was a marker of his calling. In much the same way, the signs that set you apart are not accidents. They are clues pointing to your purpose. What you've experienced as isolation is actually preparation. The things you've noticed, the ways you felt out of step, are not evidence of something wrong with you. They are evidence that you're walking a path that few can follow. And if you take a closer look at your life, you'll see the signs. Have you noticed how, in moments of crisis, you find a strength that surprises even you? Or how you seem to know things before you have any logical reason to? These aren't just coincidences. They're markers of something within you that science might struggle to explain, but that you can feel is real. You've had those moments where everything clicks, where a dream, a gut feeling, or an unshakable sense of peace guides you exactly where you need to go. You've noticed how your presence can shift the energy of a room, how your words can bring clarity and comfort to others. These are not small things. They are the outward signs of the unique blueprint within you. The more you notice them, the more you understand that your life is not random. You were made to be different for a reason. There's a divine hand at work in your life, one that has been guiding you all along. The trials you've faced, the obstacles that seemed impossible, have not been wasted. They were shaping you, refining you, preparing you for what's to come. The dreams you've had, the visions that seem too vivid to ignore, are part of that guidance. They are messages that go beyond what the world can measure or explain. You've experienced synchronicities, those moments when everything falls into place in ways that feel too perfect to be chance. These are not just coincidences. They are evidence of a higher force aligning your path. What may feel like anomalies in your life are actually signposts, showing you that your uniqueness is no accident. They are reminders that your calling is real, that the things that set you apart are meant to illuminate the path for others as well. And yet, embracing this truth can be daunting. It's one thing to see the signs, but another to fully accept them. Fear of what others might think, fear of stepping into the unknown, can hold you back. But this is your moment to stop running from your differences and start embracing them. True alignment comes when you not only recognize these signs, but also honor them. When you trust that your unique gifts are exactly what the world needs right now. This is not the time to shrink back or question whether you're enough. It's the time to realize that you are exactly who you were meant to be. What once felt like a burden, the sensitivity, the insight, the sense of being different, is actually your strength. You were designed this way for a reason, and now it's time to fully step into that design. So what happens next? Now that you know, it's up to you to act. Embrace the traits that make you unique and trust that they will lead you where you're meant to go. Stop comparing yourself to others who don't share your path. Their journey is not yours, and their purpose is not your purpose. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that you carry within you something extraordinary. Let your intuition guide you, let your dreams inspire you, and let your uniqueness shine. This is your moment to stand tall, to trust that you are chosen, and to live the life you were created for. The signs have always been there. Now it's time for you to follow them. Comment signs if you've seen evidence of your unique nature. Why science can't fully explain this mystery. You've felt it for years, that sense of being different, of carrying something within you that sets you apart. At times, it's been exciting, giving you a quiet confidence, a feeling that you're part of something important. But other times, it's been isolating. You've wrestled with questions no one seems to ask, felt answers stirring within you that no one else seems to hear. You look at the world and see patterns others miss, feel shifts in energy that others ignore. You wonder why, out of all the billions of people on this planet, you were chosen to walk this path. That question lingers, and with it, a deep yearning to understand who you are, why you're here, and what it all means. The struggle to find those answers has not been easy. You've sought explanations in science, in logic, in what can be measured and quantified. You've read studies, listened to experts, and tried to fit yourself into frameworks that never quite seemed to hold. The results were always the same: confusion, frustration, and an aching sense that the truth was just out of reach. Perhaps you even encountered skepticism from others who dismissed your experiences, who told you that what you felt wasn't real. Their doubts may have caused you to question yourself, to wonder if you were simply imagining things. And yet, deep down, you knew they were wrong. You knew there was more to the story, more than science could explain, more than logic could contain. The very struggle to understand became a part of your journey, a sign that you were looking in the right direction, even if the answers weren't yet clear. In moments like these, I remind you of Isaiah's words, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." This verse has always carried a profound truth, one that speaks directly to your experience. It reminds you that not everything can be explained through human reasoning or scientific method. It tells you that some truths are too vast, too intricate, too deeply spiritual to fit into the confines of human understanding. The anomalies in your DNA, the patterns that baffle researchers, are not flaws in the data. They are marks of a higher design. And while science may never fully grasp what they mean, you can take comfort in knowing that you were created intentionally, with a purpose that transcends human explanation. You've likely started to notice subtle but undeniable changes in your life. Moments of clarity that seem to come out of nowhere. Opportunities aligning in ways you never could have planned. Perhaps you've felt an increase in intuition, a growing sense of connection to something greater. These shifts are not random. They're signs that something deeper is at work, that you are stepping into the fullness of who you were meant to be. You begin to see how even the smallest details, the smallest coincidences, are not coincidences at all. They're like pieces of a puzzle falling into place, each one revealing a bit more of the picture. The breakthroughs you've been waiting for are no longer a distant hope. They're unfolding before your very eyes. You can feel it, can't you? That the answers you've been seeking are not found in a laboratory or a textbook, but in the quiet, profound knowing within you. What you may not realize is how much divine intervention has been working behind the scenes. While science searches for answers, higher forces have been guiding you, clearing your path, and preparing you for this very moment. The struggles you faced were not obstacles meant to break you. They were steps in a larger plan meant to elevate you. The things that seemed like setbacks were actually setups, placing you exactly where you needed to be. You felt those chance encounters, those moments of synchronicity that felt too perfect to be random. Those weren't accidents. They were glimpses of a higher power aligning your life to fulfill its purpose. Every experience, every challenge, every mystery has been leading you here, to this point of understanding that you carry something sacred, something that cannot be measured by science, but can only be known through spirit. But knowing isn't enough. The transformation begins when you accept what you've always suspected, that you are not ordinary, that you are part of something extraordinary. This is where so many stop short, held back by fear of what it means to embrace their uniqueness. What if the world doesn't understand? What if embracing your calling means letting go of what feels safe, of what others expect from you? These questions can make you hesitate, but the truth is, you are ready. The signs have been there all along, waiting for you to claim them, to step into the identity that has been waiting for you since the beginning. To see the truth is one thing. To live it fully, without fear or doubt, is something else entirely. And this is your moment to do just that. It's time to move forward with clarity and confidence. Let go of the need for validation from others, of the need for science to confirm what you already know in your heart. Embrace the divine design within you. Let your light shine without reservation, knowing that it was placed there for a reason. Trust that the mysteries that science cannot explain are not flaws or accidents. They are proof that you are part of something greater. Take the next step, whether it's deepening your spiritual practice, listening more closely to your intuition, or sharing your insights with those who are ready to hear them. This is your journey, and no one else can walk it for you. But as you move forward, know that you are not alone. The same forces that have guided you this far will continue to guide you as you step fully into your calling. So what will you do now that you understand the truth? Will you shrink back into the familiar, or will you rise into the fullness of who you are? Will you let fear keep you from claiming the identity you've always known was yours, or will you embrace it boldly? You were not created to remain hidden, to stay small. You were created to shine, to inspire, to lead. The world may never fully understand the mystery of your existence, but you do, and that's all that matters. You are a living testament to the divine, a reminder that not all truths can be measured, and that the greatest mysteries often point to the greatest purposes. Comment mystery if you understand that your existence is proof of something greater. What happens next as this knowledge comes to light? As the days pass, you may sense that the atmosphere around you is changing. The questions that once lingered in the corners of your mind are now coming forward, demanding answers. You've noticed that the world itself feels different, more charged, more aware. Things that used to feel distant now feel close, and truths that seemed hidden now begin to emerge. There's a tension in the air, an unspoken acknowledgement that the time for concealment is over. For those like you, those who carry this rare and sacred blueprint, the veil is lifting. It's as though the universe itself is whispering, urging you to see what has been there all along. The knowledge that once felt so elusive is now rising to meet you, calling you to recognize who you truly are and what you were born to do. Yet even as this light shines brighter, the weight of the past still lingers. You felt the effects of their attempts to hold you back, moments when doubt crept in, times when you wondered if you were wrong to feel so different, so set apart. Maybe you questioned whether you were imagining it all. The world around you often denied what you knew in your heart to be true, and that denial created an ache, a void that no amount of external validation could fill. Even now, as the knowledge comes to light, that echo of rejection may linger. But here's the thing. The very fact that it was hidden, that efforts were made to obscure it, is proof of its importance. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't have tried so hard to keep it from you. This is your moment. Chosen one, you have something within you that the world cannot ignore. Embrace it, live it, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen to let this message anchor in your soul." Share it with someone who needs to hear this. The light within you changes everything.